Again, the metaverse is already here upon us. We are just experiencing it in 2D. Although there are new 3D virtual worlds that are merging, CryptoVoxel's Decentraland Sandbox, where users can connect their wallet and access 3D virtual worlds. This is what we're doing right now. You can see other players in the game with us. They're chatting, they're talking, they're using their real voices. We can listen to music, we can look at screen shares. This is just the beginning of what metaverse products will look like. These are separated virtual worlds, but eventually everything will come together into what we know of and think of as the metaverse. Let's get into it. So let's start with the app category, virtual world builders. This is where you're running around as an avatar in a virtual world. In this case, this is CryptoVoxels, but another really special one or popular one is Decentraland and Sandbox. Sandbox is more of a gaming type thing where people can create items and create small mini games, and other people can go into those games and play them and earn tokens and something like that. So Decentraland, what I do is I start by connecting my wallet, and then I am a character and I can run around and explore this virtual world. And there are already some games set up in here. There are casinos where I could go gamble, play some card games, and you can actually already gamble with, this is a weird dog here, gamble with cryptocurrencies. Another thing about these decentralized worlds is that they all have land plots that are represented as NFTs. And so you as a player can purchase an NFT and you can own this plot of land in this metaverse world. And the NFT ownership allows you to build on top of that plot of land. And you can build using things like Blender or prefabricated 3D objects by putting them on there. And these games have 3D world builders where you can, essentially build up your plot of land. So, you can think of a lot of use cases on why this might be valuable. There are hubs in Decentraland where many people come in and talk and socialize or play games. And if you got a plot of land close by it, you could actually put up a virtual billboard that links out to your website or your business. So advertising is going to be a really real thing in the metaverse. And it's just really interesting to run around these virtual worlds and think about ways that they're going to develop in the future, because they're really early stages at this point. To be honest, they're not really fun for me. They're not somewhere where I would really spend much time. But this is just the beginning, and things will evolve from here. Another thing is that in these virtual worlds, you can natively display NFTs. These are not just, I should be able to go up to this picture, click on it. Okay, and it's not going to work this time because this probably isn't the actual NFT, but I should be able to click on it and then see who owns it, what wallet address owns it, and more. So going along with that, every single avatar in this virtual world right now is connected with their crypto wallet. So I should be able to run up and click on them and see the contents of their wallet. What are the NFTs that they own? And in this way, we can verify digital ownership when we're exploring these virtual worlds. There's so many use cases behind this. I'm not well enough educated on this because I just don't spend much time playing video games and exploring these worlds. But if you go into this and you start to think about how crypto is going to be applied and how they're going to develop further and further into the future, it is a really exciting and fun thing to do. When you first log into these virtual worlds, you create an avatar, what you look like. This is your virtual representation as you run through the game. So the wallet is going to have all of the metadata associated with you, and you're also going to have a character, a real thing, or a visual thing that people will be able to see. This brings into question collectibles and wearables. You're going to be able to buy NFT fashion, NFT clothing, NFT accessories like jewelry, made by even sometimes really well-known real-world fashion brands like Gucci and Louis Vuitton. And we're going to be able to prove ownership that you actually own those with your wallet once you have equipped them onto your character. So in the virtual world, we're going to be able to customize how we look, and we're still going to have social status signaling just like we do in the real world. If somebody's walking around with a Louis Vuitton bag, then it connotes some sort of social status, except now here in the virtual world, we're going to be able to cryptographically verify if people actually own the item that they are wearing. It would be embarrassing to be running around the virtual world with something that you didn't really own, or it was a knockoff, for instance. So, yeah, I mean, this is sort of just me speculating, but another really fun virtual world experience is one that is centered around NFT galleries. So you can create a virtual space of what your gallery looks like, and then people can come in and they can view your NFTs. So I can click to enter, and now I'm running around, and every single picture that I see in here or GIF is actually an NFT. So look, down at the bottom right-hand corner, I can click, or wherever my cursor is pointing to, it will show the actual NFT down in the bottom right corner. So I'm looking at this, I can press E for details, and it's going to pull up who the artist is, who the owner is, what NFT collection is this NFT within, and it's going to show more. It's going to show the listing price. I can try to buy it or make an offer off of it. This is an NFT gallery, but it's such a fun way for people to interact with and consume NFT art. I wonder if I can get in here. Press E to open portal. You can now walk in. Boom. Look at this. This is beautiful. So now this is a way that I can explore NFT photography. Now I want to talk about something called community-led metaverses. Yuga Labs is a company that has acquired many different NFTs in the crypto space, very viral NFTs. They were the ones that created Bored Ape Yacht Club, or BAYC is the common acronym, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, the Kennel Club, Chemistry Lab, something like that. CryptoPunks, MeBits, World of Women NFTs. They have collected so many different really popular viral NFTs. And this is like the basis, or like the starting storyline, the starting intellectual property on top of which they're building a metaverse, an other side metaverse. The really interesting thing about this is the other side metaverse trailer, by the way. The most interesting thing about the other side metaverse is that it is community led. So they have these NFTs, and they've also released something called ApeCoin, which will be the fungible currency that powers this other side metaverse. And if you're a holder of the ApeCoin, then you are part of the ApeCoin DAO, which votes on how this other side world develops. You get to make project decisions, like who the council is that makes decisions, and which projects to fund, and in which content creators to fund in the space, things like this. Also, creators can come in, and using open data kits, ODKs, they are also able to create metaverse content. So just like in any other metaverse, other side has land plots, which are called other deeds. You're going to be able to bring your NFTs into these virtual worlds, and I'm sure we're going to see primary support for the Yuga Labs NFTs, like BAYC, MAYC, CryptoPunks, all of that. You're going to be able to convert those profile picture NFTs into 3D characters in this other side world. I don't know exactly what to expect from this, but in a way you can see that Yuga Labs has provided the base storyline with character intellectual property, and they've also created some storyline around the other deed plots. There's different types of land you can get, from swamp to cosmic dream, something like this. And that they have these codas, which are these little creatures who run around and apparently are dangerous in some way. And I don't know exactly what else, more than that, like what content's going to be in there and what you'll actually be doing in there. But yeah, it's really cool that they have this community aspect to it, where the DAO can vote and make other side project decisions, and that content creators can come in, and with ODKs, they can create items and potentially mini games in the other side metaverse. This is an example of a community-led metaverse, one that is built from the bottom up. So the storyline continuously evolves. It's not a gaming studio who comes and says, this is the storyline of the game, and no players can change it or alter it in any way. This metaverse is going to have a ton of user-generated content, and it's an example of what I think we can expect in the open metaverse in the future. Now, I want to show you the most extreme example of community-led metaverse or NFTs would be Loot. Loot NFTs, it was a free to mint NFT drop, and they are simply pictures that list adventure game items, and that is all. And the adventure game items, there is a certain amount of them, and some have different levels of rarity. But this was all that the community was given, was this information. It was like the primitive of a metaverse would be the items in the metaverse. And from this, the community, the Loot community, is building storylines and characters and games on top of these primitives. This is an extreme example of a community-led metaverse. It starts with a simple primitive, and from the bottom up, the community is going to generate more and more intellectual property, products, video games, potentially movies in the future. And it has a real cult following. So anyone can build on top of Loot. These are smart contracts on the blockchain, the permissionless public blockchain. People have created Loot SDK. There's utilities. Here's Loot rarity. We can look at the rarity of the items that I was talking about before. Oh, here are the rarity of the tokens, but we could look at specific items in here. So we can look at like what's the most rare weapon. Look how many of them are. There's only one of these weapons. So these are one of one NFTs, basically, these weapons. Oblivion Moonbook of the Twins. Pain Glow Scimitar of Detection. Here's a subgraph, Loot Bag, Owner and Transfer subgraph, JavaScript library. Let's see, there's resources in here. So Loot Watcher, the easiest place to track. I think this will just link out to, you can see all the different ecosystem projects. People created a fungible token around this, AGLD, Adventure Gold, and they airdropped it to all of the owners of the Loot NFT, the original Genesis NFT. And now this Adventure Gold has real world value. Available, 8,000 pieces. Realms are procedurally generated realms for your next adventure. 8,000 realms for 8,000 loot. So now they've created realms. So now they're creating a sense of place or location. It's just incredible how this thing is building up. I don't know enough about this to really tell you where it's going and how much faith I have in it succeeding and it creating something amazing. But it's this idea of community-led bottom-up growth or bottom-up building of the metaverse by individuals, not a company that's top-down mandating things, that I think is so beautiful and so representative of the cryptocurrency values. Thank you.